She has 2 million followers. She has never existed. The brand that signed her paid a 6-figure fee for a year of posts, and the marketing director who approved it knew she was rendered frame by frame in a small studio. He paid anyway. A real influencer can age, get sick, post something offensive at 2 in the morning, or simply leave. This one cannot. She will look the same in 5 years. She will say only what the studio writes. For a brand managing risk across millions in spend, a personality that never surprises you is worth real money. Virtual influencers are not new, but the economics flipped recently. Lil Miquela, launched in 2016, took a team, custom 3D rigs, and years to build into a brand that worked with Prada and Calvin Klein. It was expensive and slow. Then, generative image models arrived. In 2023, a Spanish agency built Aitana Lopez almost entirely with AI image generation and reported earning thousands of euros a month within the first year. The cost to create a believable synthetic person collapsed from a studio budget to a laptop. Here is what most people get wrong about why brands pay. They think it is the technology. It is not. Brands do not care that she is AI. They care that she is controllable. A human influencer is a third-party risk you cannot fully manage. Every contract carries a morals clause precisely because humans break them. A synthetic persona has no private life to leak, no opinions of her own, no agent renegotiating mid-campaign. The brand is not buying a face. It is buying certainty. So how is one actually built today? It starts with a locked identity. A consistent face, generated and then pinned with a trained model so she looks identical across thousands of images. That consistency is the hardest part, and the part amateurs fail. Then a personality Bible, a written voice, backstory, opinions, and a content calendar. Then the production line, batches of images and short clips placing her in cafes, on trips, in outfits, each one rendered and lightly retouched. A small team can output a week of posts in an afternoon once the identity is locked. The voice and motion layer is where it gets convincing. Cloned speech generated for a fraction of a cent per word lets her talk. A talking head model maps that speech onto her face so the lips move and the head turns. The static persona becomes a creator who posts videos, answers comments, goes live in pre-rendered segments. The audience reacts to her as if she were real. And engagement is engagement. The algorithm does not check for a pulse. It rewards watch time, and a tireless studio can manufacture it on a schedule no human could keep. The money comes from the same places a human influencer does, with a better margin. Brand deals, the largest line. Affiliate links on everything she wears or uses. Her own product lines, because a synthetic face can front a clothing label or an app with no licensing fight. Some studios run several personas from the same pipeline, each in a different niche. The marginal cost of the second influencer is far lower than the first. That is the part the studios are quietly scaling. But there is a wall, and the smart studios respect it. Disclosure. Regulators in several markets and the platforms themselves increasingly require that AI-generated personas be labeled. Hiding it is the fast path to a banned account and a furious brand. The studios that win disclose openly, marketing her as a digital character, which removes the deception risk while keeping the appeal. The persona that admits what it is can be sponsored without the legal landmine. The one that pretends to be human is one screenshot away from collapse. Back to the 6-figure deal. The studio behind her was 4 people and off-the-shelf tools. Their real asset was not the rendering. It was the consistency and the calendar, 12 months of believable, on-brand posts delivered without a single missed deadline or scandal. The brand renewed. The studio used the revenue to launch a second persona on the same pipeline. The first influencer paid for the studio. The studio is the actual business. She was the proof of concept. Now the honest limits, because the hype skips them. Synthetic influencers struggle with anything live and unscripted. They cannot try a product on camera for real, cannot react to news in the moment, cannot build the parasocial trust that comes from genuine vulnerability. Audiences increasingly sniff out the uncanny and some recoil from it. Brands in trust-heavy categories, health, finance, anything where authenticity is the value, mostly stay away. The persona excels at fashion and lifestyle, and fails where believability must be earned. There is also a saturation risk arriving fast. When anyone can spin up a flawless face in an afternoon, flawless faces stop being scarce, and scarcity was half the value. The studios that last are building characters, not just faces. A persona with a real point of view, a running story, a reason to follow beyond the looks. That is harder to copy than a model checkpoint. The image was always the easy part. The personality, the thing people actually return for, is the moat. Most synthetic influencers do not have one. If you wanted to build one, the order matters. Lock the identity first, so she is genuinely consistent. Write the personality before the first post, because the character is the product. Disclose day one. Pick a niche where aesthetics carry the value, and authenticity is not the currency. Plan for several personas sharing one pipeline, because the studio, not the star, is the asset that compounds. And treat the brand deal as the validation, not the goal. 2 million followers, a 6-figure check, and a person who was never born. The strange part is not that it worked, it is how ordinary the reasons were. A brand wanted control and got it. A small team wanted leverage and built it. The technology only lowered the price of an idea brands have always paid for. A face that does exactly what you need and nothing you fear. She will not age. She will not leave. And the 4 people who write her every word are already rendering the next one who never existed. If renting out a controllable version of a person interested you, Episode 3, creators licensing their cloned voice for a fraction of a cent per word, traces where that starts. It is on this channel.